we're not going to litigate whether there's any truth to this deal. What we will litigate is I stay away from Antonio Brown. There's too much smoke. There's too many. If you go back, a friend of mine, Jesse Washington, for The Undefeated, wrote a great piece about a year ago about all the different off-the-field issues that Antonio Brown has. If I'm a team, I'm afraid. He cost a lot of money. He's 30-some-odd years old. He's 30 years old. Diva receivers don't win Super Bowls. I stay away.
You got to look at it through an NFL lens. So the first thing is, does his production outweigh the noise? Like, that's almost the only law, but I'm going to say there's more to it than that, right? So we know that. In a down year, he led the league in touchdowns. In a down year, good Lord. Going backwards. It's amazing. 2, I'm not a believer in accusations. My experience tells me to not believe in accusations. You don't need my belief, whoever's accusing you. You will prove it. You will go through the process. You go through the judicial system, and then that will make me say verdict. Okay, it's time to make a decision versus accusation. He's too easy a target. Maybe he is doing something. Maybe he's not. There's 3 sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth. I don't know where that is, so I'll put that to the side and go back to the only law of the NFL. Does your production outweigh the noise? And yes, it does.
Yeah, me personally, would I take him? No, I wouldn't take him. But here's the deal. I believe it was Steve Keim, the general manager of the Arizona Cardinals, that said if Hannibal Lecter could run a 4.3, we'd clarify that as an eating disorder. Okay? That's how the NFL works. That man can play football. He's going to have an opportunity. Listen, I've gone through, there's a difference between having several different entities vying for your services. That's negotiation. And that's what he'll have. Even if 2 or 3 teams say, no, we're going to stay away, you're going to still have 8 teams that would say, yeah, we'll vie for those services. I went through a career where it was all about organized begging. I had one team saying, hey, we'll give you a job. And I'm like, no, can I get more money? No. But seriously, more money? No, right? I never had negotiation. He'll have negotiation. He's going to be fine because players or teams want a guy that can flat play, and he can.
Yes, period. His production outweighs everything that we're hearing and what he's done off the field. Now, does it matter? Does it come into play? Of course. Antonio, we need you to straighten up. But as long as you're producing, you know what? Please straighten up. Please straighten up. But keep producing for us.
Yeah, right.
Bottom line, and it sounds like, come on, somebody has to do something different to kind of get guys to go in the right direction and set a tone. But when his production, if it's kind of like what one of the guys in the locker room said about Mike Tomlin, when his production slips, then we'll address it.
Right.
His production has not slipped. And you said it best. That's the #1 rule in the NFL. Production over everything else.
I think his value has slipped. I think people are going to start.
I agree with that.
The production isn't worth it. And so then when the value slips, that means the trade value slips. And you got to and then when you throw on that contract that he has, I just wonder if the Steelers will get in return anything of value for Antonio Brown to make it worth their while to trade him, other than I guess they just want to get rid of him. And again, I just go back, for me and my team, having watched the Patriots and other teams without these huge megastar wide receivers have success, the value's not there for me.
You've been in the locker room more probably than me over the years. You know that the coach's ego is a collection of all his players' ego. And you know that every coach always sits there and says, I can coach him. Give him a breath of fresh air. Because, look, everybody in the NFL knows if you get cut from one team and you were good, oh, you're going to play somewhere else. Because some coaches sitting there like, let me get my hands on that dude. Oh, I'll straighten him up. Oh, my culture's different. Oh, my locker room has veteran leadership. And he hasn't even fallen down to that place yet. So I think the egos of 2 or more coaches is going to vie for his services.
Just as an example, Bruce Arians, who knows him well. Tampa Bay will be an organization that probably won't have an interest in him based off of what Bruce Arians. Look, coaches have enormous egos.
Huge.
But you cannot coach everybody. And this dude showing up with this little blonde mustache, to me, it's just a red flag. It's just
Sean McVay grabbed that whole squad and coached them up. I mean, you could do it.
You know what it'll be? There's going to be at least a couple of coaches that will make the scene from Ghost, and it'll be Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze, and they're going to be molding that clay. And some coach is going to say, man, I can mold that clay. And you know what? You may not be able to, but they believe in their own mind they can fix what ails you. That's how coaches operate, because you think the egos are big in the locker room, walk upstairs to the coaches' offices.
Thank you.
They're some of the biggest egos I've ever been around. Yeah.